going? How are you doing?
Well, I've been doing all right, I guess. We're trying to optimize the time as much as I can from this home environment, the work from home thing, as much as I can optimize the time.
Yeah. Going to be
So,
all about work from home today. So should be
yeah,
fun.
absolutely. Absolutely.
But
So,
you're probably hating work from home the most because you just opened up a new office અને તમે જઈ નથી શકતા.
it is a torture. Absolutely. With so many of my likes, dislikes, and everything put together, I had built that office so nicely. And
Yeah.
then somehow I'm just not able to reach there. So that's not good
No.
fun. So, but what can you do? That's what it is. I'm glad that I was able to get through the inauguration. The entire office was built all together. Like
Definitely.
imagine, like, this would have happened 2 months before. And like, I was in the middle of the constructing the office. I'm stuck in the old office. I've not done the inauguration. That would have been a lot more trickier than what it is
So
right now. So I'm just
you're
like, I do not want to ask for more.
telling me
Lot of
આનંદભાઈ રાત્રે રાત્રે ઉભા રહીને આ બધું કામ કરાયું છે. So yeah, it's good. Not bad.
who said this to you?
I think it was Nupur. So Nupur
Ajay,
Kalani up the elevator and Nupur's like, hey, Anand has just stood here all night and he's gotten each and every work done over here.
yeah, yeah. I'm kind of when things like that comes, I'm kind of a little control freak. So I'd want things to be exactly the way I would want it to be. So that's who I am. And I know sometimes it's not good, but now that it is all done, I'm just happy 100% that it has turned out to be what exactly I wanted. Whether it looks good or not is a separate thing, but this is how I wanted it to be.
No,
I've
but
taken care of.
it's a fantastic office. Some of the developers are a little jealous of you now.
Oh my God, thank you. Thank you very much. That's quite a compliment. I wish I reach at that level, not just in sense of office, but in a lot of other true senses.
No, you're doing a fantastic work. Your team is doing a fantastic work, and we thoroughly enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We absolutely are very, very proud of the team that we have at the office. That's one of the, actually, honestly speaking, more than the office, the team is what I really miss, and I would love to have them, to see them. That's what I really miss about my office more than the office itself, the new office.
For sure, for sure. Lovely.
All right. So, without any further ado, let's just start the conversation with Mr. Yash Shah. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Track Conversations, where we try to get you the most up-to-date and relevant information on the real estate industry. My name is Anand Choksi, and I'm the managing director of the Real Estate Connect. We are one of the largest and most professional team of real estate consultants in the city. We provide our clients the most genuine consultation when it comes to real estate, keeping their interest as our number one priority. Today, we have Mr. Yash Shah with us. Entrepreneurship is a dream for many, but Yash Shah, founder of The Address and director at True Value Group, takes a step forward at a young age with a dynamic and energetic approach. With extensive studies, work, and research in 3 countries, Yash Shah has been a winner in all aspects, from a bright student to a young entrepreneur. Not resting on his laurels, the young leader is hustling constantly to provide additional value to his firm, True Value Group, hustling constantly to rule the big cooperative co-working space industry for India. He is the CEO of The Address, which is the most modern and advanced co-working spaces in Ahmedabad city. I know Mr. Yash Shah since a few years now, and I have always been impressed with the innovative and progressive thought process that he always has. So without any further delay, let's dive into the track conversation with Mr. Yash Shah. Yash bhai, currently out of no choice, work from home has become a very common term, and everyone is trying to adapt to this new reality in India. What are the advantages of working from home, which we do not have while we work from office? If you can just throw some light on it.
Sure. First of all, before I answer that question, I want to thank you as well as Team TREC for taking this, initiative and doing something which is out of the blue. So with work from home and with such times, we have such measures which are coming up, which is really nice. So thank you for taking this initiative. You're doing a wonderful job by
Thank you
enlightening
very much.
people, and we're very happy. I'm very happy to be a part of this. So first of all, thank you. And also, I want to tell you that I hope you remember it's exactly been 2 years today to the day when you'd come down to have a look at the address, we kept that opening. So it's exactly been 2 years today.
Oh my God, is it?
Yeah,
People
yeah,
here, audience. This was not planned. This is just a coincidence that it's a second year anniversary when the address was inaugurated. And
yeah.
congratulations for having a fabulous run because you have killed it in the market.
Thank you very much. Coming to your question about working from home and how everything has been lined up, let me tell you, I think that working from home currently is a trend which has come out of necessity rather than anything else. So nobody really planned that, hey, we're going to be working from home, But I think this necessity has come up, and this necessity has helped people, company, organizations to survive in this particular time. When we look at a certain few advantages of this, let me tell you, flexibility is one of the major key issues that needs to be highlighted. One can really work as per their schedule, in their comfy pants on their bed. So people have been really liking this over the last couple of days. So yeah, that is one of the major things, that they have the luxury of being productive in the way they really want to be productive. So it can be from according to their time, according to their schedule. So I think that is something which is fantastic. Another thing that people don't realize, when people, the people that have migrated, for example, a husband and a wife, they've migrated from, let's say, Bombay to Ahmedabad, or from Ahmedabad to Bombay. In work from home culture, when both of them are working, they have the liberty to be with their older parents, or their children, their kids, younger kids. So that helps them quite a lot in being with the family as a whole. So I think that is one of the major takeaways for quite a lot of people as well. And a couple of external factors that we haven't really thought about, but which are very, very, very important, not just as an Ahmedabadi or somebody, is that work from home helps the time to save time quite a lot. The time commute that people have, not in Ahmedabad,
Absolutely.
but in Bombay or Delhi, when the commute is higher than 1 hour every day to go to work as well as come back. So 2 hours of your life are just wasted in traveling from one place to the other. So I think that is something massive, and because of that, the amount of pollution that goes around in the air is very heavy. So if let's just say that 1/4 or 25% of the people that are currently work from home, it's supposed to be, can we imagine how much pollution can just go down? So I think that is
Absolutely.
these are a couple of things that are coming up lately, that working from home has helped people in a way. So yeah, we're all
Absolutely. And so I would say that from your answer, the key takeaways would be one is commute. Absolutely, you save a lot of time. You save a lot of less carbon footprint that we humans would put on this earth. And the thirdly is the flexibility of working from home. According to your timings, you can juggle around with your mundane activities that would be your household and so on. So for women, especially, would be a huge plus to work from home. So absolutely, that's bang on. And I'm sure that's something that is catching up in India.
very, very
Tell
true.
me,
Very
Yash bhai, you have been you known to create the best co-working spaces in Gujarat, and they rival internationally. I have seen it myself, and I know what kind of clients you have, starting from YouTube and all the multinational companies that you have at your place. You know working space. You know how people work at their desks. Um, I am suffering a challenge myself. Like right now, I've taken over my daughter's setup. I'm into my daughter's study room because I did not have a study in my bedroom for obvious reasons. Why would I have a study in the bedroom? So I have taken over my daughter's room, and I'm functioning from my daughter's room, and I go through a lot of challenges. So tell me, how is it, like, all the people that are listening to us right now, how can one optimize their functioning from home office or from work, so that, like, there is they can optimize their time efficiency and everything while working from home, and not let it suffer, the productivity is not suffered, versus if they work from office.
So I think working from home currently has been a necessity for us. We don't really have an option, but
Correct.
quite a lot of things that I have personally been doing, and I think I should say that everybody else should do, so that this doesn't feel any different. Probably creating a daily routine, having a fixed schedule, and probably preparing the same schedule a day in advance, so that we know what we are up for tomorrow. And I would say that, as I told you, that people like to be in sweatpants and like to work on from their beds. I don't think that is the best way to work. Probably dressing up is one of the best things to do. It Wearing those clothes gives you that particular confidence and says that, let's go. We have a day in front of us. We have a schedule ready in front of us. Why not we go ahead and make things right. Let's make it a day to count. So yeah, following a schedule by hook or by crook is something which is very necessary. Why not have your fellow peers or your boss on a video call with you while you're working? So in this particular time, we're not allowed to go out, but why not have Zoom? Zoom has made this world a smaller place.
It's a
Skype is
new conference hall. It's a new conference room right
Skype,
now.
their prices are skyrocketing. But why not have peers and your boss on the call and following up with them for constant work? I think that working really is in one's mind. How do they plan on working on how do they plan on getting their work done? So
Right.
yeah, it's most important that they stick to their schedules, go ahead with the same, be with their teammates, and I think sure, do not get distracted by the same, and should be fine. Should be good to go.
Absolutely. Great. Super. Um, uh, from your answers, I can say, like, there's all these emoticons that I'm seeing on the chat right now. There's a lot of people are liking what you're saying. So I'm sure it's making a lot of sense and people are connecting to it. I would like to tell the audience that keep your questions ready. At the end of this conversation with Yash Bhai, we will be asking live questions. So if you have any questions for Mr. Yash Shah, please put it up on the chat and we will definitely try to cover those questions. All
Also,
right.
I
So
want
moving on. Yeah. Sorry.
very good time to really plan your coming 3 months in advance in forward. Keep doing some research for your particular businesses. All of us are facing something or the other in this particular time, and this is a very good time to get everything together. uh, See how the other coming 3 months are lined up, and get ready for it. So we have to do our extensive research. We have to hit refresh button and just go for it. That's what's uh,
Very well said, sir. And absolutely, I am a true believer of that. Right now, more than ever before, this is the time for innovation for businesses and organizations. You either innovate or you extinct. This is the two choices that we have. So very well said. All right, so tell me, Yash bhai, there are this work from home culture has been going on since some time in the Western world, not always. I have lived my life for 8 years in Canada, and I have worked from home for 7.5 years out of those 8 years, and that was that was not the most popular way of working there also as of today, but I was the one who have experimented that for substantial amount of time, and but still, if you look at the Indian dynamics, it is still not very well accepted format of working in Indian corporates. So why would you say, like, why is that the case where not so many corporates have so far exploded until now when there is no choice?
Sure. So, working from home has quite a lot of its advantages, but there are a few downsides to that as well. And as somebody who's lived in 3 countries for over 5 years, let me tell you that India is a consumption-driven country. So when you think there are so many calls that people in a specific company have to take while working together as a team that cannot be taken by just working from home. As I told you, India is a service consumption driven country that provides services to quite a lot of different people, right? When you think about those Western countries, India as a tech sector is providing most its tech to most of the other countries. Now you and I, belonging from the construction field, fields such as manufacturing or all those fields cannot basically be work from home. But when you talk about something like a tech, it is really not that easy to move that entire tech overnight to anything else. You might know about the 1 degree convention that I was a part of over the last week.
Correct.
Just imagine, we had about good 1,000 people on there, and the cost of that for just one particular day was approximately $25,000. So
Correct.
really not easy to move that entire thing to just a tech platform that we have. You think about Infosys, you think about TCS. Why cannot they work from home? Why do they really need so many people together at a particular point of time? It is really because tech is not that simple, or you really have to take quite a lot of decisions as a company together to be self-responsible and productive. So you will not find that productivism in people when they're just working from home or are by themselves. The junior subordinates need a senior subordinates. There are new people that have just joined the firm. So how to really train them, how to be with them. All these things are really, really, really very important for us.
Absolutely, those are absolutely. So, if there's any thoughts of work from home is the next future, I genuinely doubt. Also, I was doing me being a real estate consultant myself. It doesn't matter to me whether I sell big houses or for which has a home office or I sell offices. It doesn't impact me as a real estate consultant.
Sure.
But I'm just thinking that if you're going to be working full time from a day, there's no choice. You'll have to dedicate yourself a room in a house. So if you're going to dedicate yourself a room in the house versus you can, right now the working spaces are approximately 100 square feet, 70 to 100 square feet per person in the office. So real estate is not a cost. I somehow, unless a person can squeeze himself into the existing house and where the productivity will suffer, or the other choice is just to buy a bigger house where which you can dedicate one room to the home office. I think
Right.
it's the same amount of real estate, if not more. So I personally feel that there is no cost advantage. Yes, you can load as a corporate, you can load that cost from office to or a corporation or organization to an employee, whereby he has to buy a bigger house or he has to make some adjustments in the house. Otherwise, I do not see any real estate savings here, real estate space savings here. That's what my personal opinion is.
Per se, really as well. But I would like to ask you: do you think that you have 20 members or maybe more? Do you think that if you allocate everybody work from home, how much do you think is going to be their productivity over a span of?
Absolutely will drop. I cannot imagine. I'll tell you what, our business, especially real estate, is a business where you meet people, you stay in touch. There's a camaraderie that happens at the office. There's an exchange of idea that keeps on happening. Everybody gets together for the meetings. There is trainings happening. There is meetings happening, physical meetings. Real estate is such that you cannot by no means work from home permanently. Yes, once in a while, once in a normal case, you can work from home and that's completely fine. But otherwise I would have never made an office. Understand, I have lived in Canada 7.5, 8 years. Actually, in fact, Rajesh Vaswani was asking me that question on Instagram, our fraternity legend, Mr. Rajesh Vaswani of Venus, that Anand, you tell me what are your thoughts of working from home. And I said that okay, I have worked from home for 7.5 years in Canada myself, and I have just bought a bigger office. I've made a huge investment in having better facilities for my team, which speaks volumes that why I have an office and why I do not prefer working from home. So that's my answer to that. So that productivity will absolutely suffer, especially in the businesses where interaction. Honestly speaking, also I am more of a person who is face to face, toe to toe.
Right.
The communication fundamentals of communications is 55% of the communication happens through body language. If you do not see a person, you do not shake hands, you do not meet, you do not interact, you do not get confidence, you do not build trust. That trust will only happen when you met the person face to face. So, and especially in the industries like me, like our industry, where real estate, where trust is absolute must. I cannot imagine a day where we can work from home. Yes, right now there is no choice and we're trying to optimize as much as we can, but
Yep.
otherwise I don't think that's going to work for at least my industry and for most part in the corporates as well.
Yeah, yeah, very good. And when companies are actually investing in higher salaries for people, they expect quite a lot in return. But work from home
Absolutely
might be able to provide the same. There
correct.
will be way too much of blame game going on. Quite a lot of unproductive people that might be coming in. So not exactly what we really want from is achieved through work from home. And we come from a segment which is very labor intensive. All of
Correct.
us. No, so apart from tech, I don't think that there is anything that which can go from work from home. But even in work from home segment and culture, how much do we really want to be aloof and not have people around us? It can be
Correct.
any sector, but we want people to be around us and we want to see a couple of new faces. We want to collaborate. We want to work together. So why not really
Right.
do? Yep.
Correct. Absolutely. Tell me this, you representing co-working spaces as well, plus your parent firm is True Value, which is known for creating some of the best working spaces and luxurious homes for Ahmedabad market. Tell me this, what is your thought or your organization's thought, this work from home culture that is catching on as of now? will it have any impact on real estate commercial industry, commercial side of real estate?
So I think that, see, this is a tough time for everyone, but there is a short-term effect and a very long-term effect to this. So as far as the short-term effect is concerned, let me tell you that in the coming quarter or probably till the end of the year, we don't really know what is lined up for commercial real estate because people, industries, companies, multinationals, everyone is really scared. Nobody knows how things are going to line up right after everything starts. So when I talk about the coming quarter or probably 2 quarters, we don't really know how things are lined up, and it is definitely going to take a little hit to commercial real estate because we're not going to see the growth that we were seeing over the last year and a half, as far as leasing goes, as far as new offices go. Because most in Ahmedabad, most of the things come from multinationals or people, companies moving from Bombay, Delhi, or somewhere else. So in the coming 3 to 6 months, I think it's going to be a little rough. But now, when we talk about this in the longer time, this is going to be a huge positive for someone like me who is running a co-working space because now people don't want overhead expenses. Companies don't want overhead expenses. So, basically paying for an extra coffee, paying for a extra receptionist, paying for an extra housekeeping person, paying for extra internet, electricity, all those things are going to be a thing of the future. So I think that when you think about this from the longer perspective, companies are definitely going to grow. Things are definitely going to be on track. So we don't really have much to worry about as far as the scenario after 1 year, 2 years, 3 years is concerned. But for the short term, definitely when you go through a pandemic, there are going to be times when you have to face such difficulties. So we're facing one right now and we're going to be out of it in no time. So yeah, I think that the short term effect is a little threatening, but over the long term, we're all safe and we're all going to be doing our work and we're all going to have good work, which is going to be lined up soon. So yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. While we're talking about co-working spaces, let's just segue a little bit, and if you can just tell me, tell the audience rather that what is a co-working space concept? Not everybody might be familiar with it, and probably what level it works at right now. If you just want to explain that what co-working space concept is.
Sure. So, as the name suggests, co-working is the concept of co-creation. Co-working is the bonding of spread of people over various companies, fields, organizations, and, just a different set of people that are not working traditionally, but have a lot of opportunities to come and collaborate, come and, work under one roof together, not in a traditional way where they have like a fixed 3x2 desk or a 4x2 desk which they have to work out of. Keep on seeing the same people every now and then. So it is just quite a lot more than that. You have an option of working from about 20 places. You have quite a lot of different relaxation areas that are lined up for you. You have about 70, 80 different companies, maybe 400, 500 people to say the least, that are working with you, working alongside you. From different companies, you have a chance to really get a perspective of different people which are not just based out of your field or your company at all. So all these things are quite a lot of small things that co-working just gives. But when you look at the thoroughness of co-working or what co-working really is, it is the revolutionary idea that work is not boring and it does not have to be limited just to yourself or to your desk, but how to collaborate and hit that refresh button by changing how you really work every day. So co-working solves that purpose. You're not really bound to be at one particular place from time to time. Co-working spaces are spread out over different areas, just the same company spread out over different areas, different cities. So you can really go out and work from wherever you want. So these things are really changing the way we work, and that's how that is what really co-working is. That's what we've been doing, and that's what people have been doing. The trend has been coming in.
Absolutely. And so as you said, the co-working spaces is basically collaboration and reducing your cost and overhead. So while you were mentioning about the extra internet or the receptionist or the office boy or a tea machine or something like that, I was thinking about the lot of capital expenditure the corporate has to do. Even if they're renting the office, let's say they do not buy the office, even if they're renting the office, they have to probably sign a lease of 3 years to 9 years, somewhere in between. They have to put in a lot of furniture capital expenditure, which in co-working spaces they do not have to. And anytime they do not feel like they can just call it a fold at a very short notice. So this is a very convenient structure for corporates to go with. Tell
So
me, Yashbhai, sorry, please
Sorry.
go ahead.
Yeah, so corporates have to pay a hefty sum when they're renting out a particular office. This is actually 60% of their costs with really no capital expenditure at all. So there is nothing that they have to pay out of their own pocket. There are no deposits that they have to pay. Plus, in a commercial leasing model, they have to stay there for 5 years. They have to stay there for 3 years. In a co-working space, you can be out in 1 month whenever you want. You can move. You can work from a different center. So it's all up to you. So I think these are quite a lot of things that help co-working, being being in a co-working.
Absolutely. Tell me, Yash bhai, the address has created its own space in the co-working spaces industry. And I know whenever we're talking about like co-working spaces in Ahmedabad, even as real estate consultants, I'll be providing that consultation to a lot of my clients who are looking for that kind of space. And the first name that comes naturally to my mind is the address, and because of how you've built it, you have created another level of name, another level of brand. Though there were a lot of co-working spaces existing in the city, you have taken the game a notch above. Tell me, what are some key things that you have done at the address that has created such a huge differentiation in the market?
Yeah, so this is something I'm really confident in talking about because this has
Absolutely.
purely done by me. So yeah, the address is plays quite an important role for about 1,000 people. We now have a community of 1,000 people strong that are going to be working as soon as we open up. We have quite a lot of different things that we're doing. So one of them being productivity tool. We have a productivity tool in a way where, let's just say that Anand Bhai is a part of the address and is working out of the address. We track your behavior in a way that, let's say that which is your favorite place that you like to work out of, how much time do you spend in activities, how much time do you spend out of a particular relaxation area, so etc. How much do you really use the gym, what exactly helps you boost your productivity is tracked by us, and we give that information, we keep that information for ourselves. We cater our events in particular way where we come to know that this is the majority of the people like, and thus we go on and we make changes that particular way. We also share this particular data with the company heads or the members of their company, so that even those people know that yes, this is what exactly my employees or my company members, my team members are more motivated with. So I think that really helps people know quite a lot. The second thing that I have to offer is that the address has to offer is we're not just there for work. So I would say that more than work, everyone is working and has that amazing interior, the greeneries when they walk in. So I think that quite a lot of co-working spaces really provide. But what more than that? We have breakfast sessions, we have gyms as well as shower facilities, and we have built up 2 relaxation areas where people really like to go ahead and play a game of table tennis or just play a game of FIFA, where it just keeps their zest going on and on. There are so many health freaks that we have out there that keep on using the gym, and for that we wanted to take it a notch forward. So what we did is we keep on doing yoga and Zumba sessions every now and then. So that is
That's
also
amazing.
something apart from work, of course, that we keep on providing them. We make sure that we have different workshops for all fields of people that are coming through, and just so that the work culture does not become monotonous for them. So I think we just do not stop there. In this lockdown also, we've had quite a lot of games that we've been playing with the community, and not just for the community but even for their families. So these are quite a lot of things that we keep on doing. But most importantly, these are some value added features. What really matters is the safety during such pandemics, safety of women, and safety of their particular data. So when I say safety for women, we're open 24 hours, and I am proud to say that I have a company which is based out of Germany. They have 10 people down in Ahmedabad, and out of which 7 women work from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. at the address, and they work in full security. They're completely secured, and they don't have to worry about anything. When you talk about big multinationals being a part of your organization, you have to be very sure that their data, their servers are kept very safely. So I think that is also something which plays a massive role, and which the address has achieved over a span of the last 2 years. And lastly, I would say that collaboration that the address has with a lot of Indian players. So if you're a part of the address, you practically can go to Bangalore, Delhi, Hyderabad, Bombay, or even a city as small as Vijayawada and have a pass of co-working spaces over there. So you can be traveling anywhere, and the address helps you, have a workspace wherever you're traveling. So I
That's
think these,
brilliant.
yes, these are some key features that we've been able.
It clearly shows why you have created such in just a short span of 2 years. You exponential growth you've seen. Now, what's your total seating capacity? I can't remember what you said,
So
or if you
we
got to say.
about 187 seats, and by the end of the third quarter this year, we would be at somewhere around 1800 seats. We today at 1100, 1200 seats, and we're currently at two places in Ahmedabad and one in Baroda. Baroda will be opening up in somewhere around July. We wanted to open it on the 1st of May, but because of the lockdown, we're a little behind time.
That's humongous. That's amazing. And facilities like having a gymnasium, a Zumba and yoga coaching, shower facilities at a working space. Who wants to work from home?
Yeah, no.
Uh, I know. Okay, tell me, Yash bhai, one last question from my side, and then we'll just go and take the questions from the audience.
Sure.
How in the new scenario after the lockdown is over, when people start going back to work, how will you ensure the safety when it comes to social distancing at your facilities?
So, we had this conversation while we were addressing the 1 degree convention as well.
Correct.
These are the times when such things keep on happening. We've already given out guidelines to the members that are going to be rejoining the things. As far as the government guidelines goes, everything has been taken care of. The 6 feet distance that needs to be there. We've converted our relaxation areas into isolation wards right now. So, even if you are a part of an isolation ward, you're probably very happy in the time being. But
Absolutely.
safety and security goes, the sanitization of the place or the sanitization of the workers, the temperature checks, everything that everybody has been doing as of late, we've also been doing the same things. And there is really nothing else that one can do in this particular time, because as far as the safety and security is concerned, it has to be coming from both the ways. So I think people are definitely going to be taking care of themselves, and we're going to be there for them. So yeah, safety and security is just the 2 months, coming 2 months are going to play a very important role for everybody that is going to be a part of this, and we're going to be
Superb.
very sure of that.
Superb. Thank you, Yash bhai, for answering all these questions very patiently and very detailed. And some of your answers, I'm sure it's going to be very well remembered by all the people who are listening to this live, and even when we put recording on our social media platforms. Thank you very much. Now let's just start taking questions from our audience. We have about another 15 odd minutes to take questions if we go that far. And the
Been
first question.
insane. So I have been really getting a lot of business, and that is, again, as I told you, probably because now companies do not kind of time where people are going to miss out on anything. So I think that co-working is going to be the way of working for quite a lot of companies, for quite a lot of individuals, and they're going to be taking this very seriously, especially with now that the way companies are downsizing, they're letting go of employees. Such huge spaces are not, so a company, for example, of office space might not really require that after some point of time. So in co-working, they can really move that number from 80 to 40, or from 8 to 4, or from 4 to 8 at any point of time. But they cannot do the same while a commercial leasing office space is concerned. So I think co-working has a very bright future, and it's, as Rocky Bhai said, it's there to stay for the coming years to come. I foresee that the small offices that used to be like 500,000 square feet are completely going to be eradicated in the coming 3 to 5 years. Because first of all, I don't think that it's a viable. Who's leasing it or buying it really is at a loss, because he has to pay quite a lot of hefty amounts to really maintain it, as well as go on with it. And channel partners for the address, I just want to tell you that when you guys work for a commercial leasing deal, the benefits that you really get out of a co-working deal are far higher than what you get out of a commercial leasing deal. So, all of them who are interested in talking about the benefits and everything, I'll tell them, and I'll explain it to them over another call as to how this can go on and ahead. But sure. But channel partners can be very fruitful to anybody who is to a co-working player or to anybody who is looking for a smaller office, I think they are the ones that need to be pushed forward to a new way of working, which is co-working.
Absolutely. And Arihant, I would like to say that if by any chance you want to get in touch with Yash Bhai with regards to how to get in touch with the address and how to get affiliated with them, anybody can get in touch with me. Just write me a message, or you can write a message to him on the Instagram, and I'm sure he will revert or I will revert and we'll put you through. All
For sure.
right. Kabir is asking, what is your advice for youngsters who are entering into real estate business as a realtor or as a developer at this time?
Let me tell you that the only thing that I want to tell you is that you have to do quite a lot of research. You can be opening a co-working space. You can be coming into the field as a broker. You can be coming into the field as a developer. May whatever you want to do, it you have to know the field in and out. It takes some time to really get your foot in there. This is a very vast field. It's not just making a house or selling a house. It has people's sentiments attached to it. So this is no joke. You have to do your research and just put yourself out there. It's not going to be easy, but it's definitely worth it. The money in this particular field, everyone knows, is very heavy. We contribute almost 10% to the GDP of the entire country. So when you're getting yourself associated with this particular field, you have to make sure that you're doing a great job. There is no in between over here. You're either very good or you're not there. So make sure that you do your research, and then you make sure that what you're giving to your client or to another person is the best you have to offer, and something different. So yep. So that's what I have to tell anybody who wants to, not just a youngster, but anybody who wants to come into this particular field.
Right. We have one good comment here. It's not a question. It's a comment from Kunal Lekhadia. I probably think he's a friend of both of us, and he's saying that so it's actually what you're providing is actually co-working or cooperative environment that you're offering that makes your co-working spaces different. Way to go, buddy. So that was his comment. Um, we have a question from Addy. How do you think would be the real estate market come up after the lockdown? Because the market was not that good before the lockdown. So market was struggling as such after the lockdown. What do you
Right.
think it will happen? You kind of have addressed, but just keeping in mind it was already struggling with regards to liquidity crisis that market was seeing.
So let me tell you, first of all, for everybody that is thinking about what is going to happen to the market, this is a world level scenario. This is not just you and I or the real estate field per se that is facing this crisis. It is all of us. It is everybody that is going through this, the entire world, not even just India. So first of all, we're all of us are in this together. Now, as far as real estate as a field is concerned, and we talk about the future or the past for a second. The past was definitely a little tough since Diwali 2019 to the current phase that we are going through. But slowly and steadily, everything has started opening and working. We all know that the affordable segment has been doing fantastic over the last 2 years. Eh, Wherever you go around Shela, around South Bhopal, there is not even a single plot which is now not under construction. Uh, what is the positive that we are seeing currently is that nobody has dropped their prices. We can say that there are liquidity crises. We can say that there is this, that, anything, but nobody has dropped prices. And I don't foresee that anybody is going to drop their prices at all. Rather, why I'm saying that we're going to be seeing a boom after the 3 months that after everything settles down is because now the people have realized the importance of a particular home or a office. Not that they did not realize that before this as well, but now they know exactly what one goes through, what exactly their requirements are, and now everybody wants to have that breathing space just in case things are supposed to go wayward. The area that they are around, the people that they're around, everybody, it's going to play a very important role. And just as far as everything, all of this settles down, the construction cost, I'm going to say, is going to go up a little bit, probably 2 to 3%, maybe 4 to 5%. But the industry is going to cope up very well, and we're all going to be doing fantastic. So there's really nothing to worry about.
All right. Addy has another question that how do you think the Gujarat economy will do post lockdown in terms of that there is this whole new thing that's coming up like with regards to these new companies coming to Gujarat and India and so on and so forth. what do you see after the lockdown to overall Gujarat economy?
અરે આપણે ગુજરાતીઓ છે, આપણને શું ટેન્શન લેવાનું છે? મોદીજી કહે છે ને. So this is what Narendra Modi said, right? I am not somebody that has made Gujarat. The people of Gujarat have made Gujarat whatever it is today. So all of us Gujaratis, we have to unite. We're all entrepreneurs. We're all driven towards success. So there is Gujarat economy is going to thrive. Gujarat, there is no problem that Gujarat has faced all of at all. When we talk about such as real estate markets such as Mumbai or Delhi, those are the places that have seen complete shutdown. But Gujarat market economy is thriving, so we have nothing to worry about, and I think we're super good to go.
Right. King of real estate, he is Tejas Shah, and he's again as a more of a comment and not a question. It says, Yash bhai, I think co-working space companies like yours need more space as multinational companies want to shift from commercial office space to co-working spaces because of the pandemic, even not to put in the furniture.
Right. So yeah, cost cutting. So I was having a word with quite a lot of people yesterday, all from different industries. I'm a part of Corporate Connection, so I was having a word, and all the other industries, everybody is focused currently only and only on one thing, which is cost cutting. How are we going to do that? And people are not just thinking about cost cutting this particular year, but also on for the financial year of 2021-2022. So now cost cutting is going to play a very important role, and that's what we look forward to. So definitely.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Tejas bhai.
And we'll just take one last question as we are running out of time. So will co-working spaces, this is asked by Sarang Jain, will co-working spaces now have more space allotment per user/desk due to the social distancing?
So, okay. So let me tell you, Sarang, that in a co-working space, there are multiple options where you can work out of. Currently, what has been the guideline that has been given to us is that people have to be at a distance of 6 particular feet. We're already making sure that people in my co-working space, people are 5 feet away. So there is not really much that we are scared of or worried about. But yeah, for the time being, there will be something or the other that we'll take care of. We probably have one desk in between which we'll leave. But overall, 5 feet is a good enough distance between two people to really maintain some space and go ahead with the working. In general, co-working, no, there won't be any difference in the longer run as to how people design their spaces. Because if we really keep 6 feet of gap in between two desks, the viability of a co-working space is not even negligible. It's definitely negative. So that cannot happen, and not just for a co-working space, for any office. So that is not going to really happen. And I just see a comment which says Gujarat is much dependent on migrant laborers. That is very true. So as somebody who's into construction, we are definitely dependent upon labor. But which industry isn't really labor driven? Manufacturing,
exactly,
are definitely labor driven, and because they're there, we're there. So we can never forget that. Yeah.
All right, that's brilliantly answered. And again, like, the co-working spaces, I think, like, if you people like, so eventually the day is going to happen where this pandemic is not going to be there. So we have been humans have been existing since millions of years, and we have not extincted. This pandemic is going to come and go. Eventually, we are going to go back to our normal. Now, this new normal is going to last up until we have the vaccine and 100% of the population on the earth is cured, which someday is going to be achieved. So eventually, we will go back to what we have. We'll have to just do the adjustments up until that interim is there. So very well said that eventually we will have the same amount of spaces and so on. Thank you very much, Yash bhai, for answering all these questions amazingly. I'm sure people have loved the interaction with you. It keeps on, like, you keep on impressing me how you're running your business, what your vision is, and how well prepared you are for what are the changes that's coming up in your industry. And good luck to you. You are at a very young age, and you are an amazing entrepreneur that inspires a lot of us.
We're all very lucky, and in this particular time, we really have to make sure that the people that are that need help, we have to help them, and we have to be there for each other. That's the best thing that we can do in this particular time. So let's never forget that, and let's help each other and come out of this stronger.
Superb. Very well said. Thank you everyone for being part of this conversation. We will continue to bring you information and ideas that will help make your real estate journey a real epic journey. Please like and follow us on Instagram. You can also look us up with the Real Estate Connect both on Instagram and Facebook. Have a great evening, everyone, and we'll hopefully talk to you all soon. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Bye,
Thank
yes,
you.
bye. Talk to you later. Bye.